So I
And they
think
were
we may
fine.
have come across another example of the free market being blamed when it's actually the government's fault for there being a problem. Because, you always hear people talking about, oh, well, they don't make things like they used to. Why is the quality of all these products so bad these days? And people will usually say it's because all of the greedy companies are enacting planned obsolescence because they want to force people to buy more of their products. But that doesn't really hold up because you would have to claim that companies 50 years ago are actually so much less greedy than they are today. That it's only in the past couple of decades that they decided that they're going to start being greedy and start making
Greed
poor
is
quality
spiking
products.
right now.
And I'm not saying this is the only culprit, but I think one of the major culprits is the number of new regulations about, energy efficiency in particular, that the only way that you can comply with them and still make a product that anybody can afford at all is to make products that suck in quality.
Yeah, I was gonna say we see this in the automobile industry where
Yes,
you have like they're making trucks, they're trying to keep them the same size or bigger. You're going into you're making aluminum chassis, which isn't always necessarily that bad because there are some
what you're
alloys of
doing.
aluminum that are pretty good. You're making it lighter with aluminum instead of steel. You're sticking 4-cylinder engines in them instead of at least 6 or 8 like they should have because you've got to have it lower.
Which
You're cutting
only
corners.
really on paper gets better gas mileage because you can, under ideal conditions at like certain like level ground and certain altitudes and payloads, get the numbers to be lower. But as soon as you start towing something, it just goes out the window. Like it's
Definitely all the EPA's fault. All of this.
Yeah, you have to benchmark it at some point, right? And that's why you have the environmental tests and whatever inspections that they're like it's going to run at this, and the cars are set for cycles. And if you remember a couple years back, Volkswagen was like, "Well, we can get around this shit." And they figured out how to reduce how to change up the car settings so when it recognized it was in test mode, it passed, and then when it wasn't in test mode, it went on. And they got sued. They got the beat out of them by the government for that. And I was looking at it.
I remember the whole diesel
great.
scandal thing or whatever, the Dieselgate thing with them.
But yeah, that's what it was that they had changed up they had made it so that the cars recognized they were in test mode, and they changed their operation to meet standards in test mode. And then whenever they were out of test mode, they were just operating normally.